What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XDC network today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. The purpose of this video is to essentially discuss where I think the price of XDC is going to be by the end of February and what's going to happen over the coming days with the Trump inauguration, what you might expect. So if that sounds good to you, again, just hit that like button and let's get into it. Okay, so looking at the 3-day time frame here, you do have a little bit of bearish divergence printing itself, or maybe not even printed, but just existing. It's there. It won't technically be there unless this 3-day time frame closes red. You have a day and 21 hours left, so essentially 2 full days to do that. Today is Monday, the Trump inauguration, Trump pump day. I'm assuming we get a little bit of a lift in the markets overall, so I would expect that XDC probably, if it goes down from here, it's not too much, and whenever it does move up, it's probably going to move up a good bit. Hold on, you guys. I don't know what's going on. Neighbors are taking a shower or something above me. So I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a lot of water running through the walls. We're going to move past it. I hope it's not too distracting. But from a high to a low here, you look at what you're doing. You're at the 1618. You hit your 1618 extension. You pull back to your 1272 at about 12.4 cents there, and now you're having a bullish reaction. There's no doubt in my mind, and I need to make this video as quickly as possible because I think XDC is on a moon mission. You're at 12.8 cents now. Your next stop, no doubt in my mind, is going to be something around 25 cents or likely higher, and I do believe you're going to go higher than that by the end of February, right? So what this is right now, just relatively speaking, I expect that by the end of this week, potentially, by the end of, yes, if this is, it's a Monday now, beginning of a new week, by the end of this week, I would assume that we are around, if not above, 20 cents. That's my assumption. I think that you're getting started with this next phase up. I think it'll move at the same kind of pace, and really it looks like it's the next phase of this move, right? You moved up here, consolidated, and you're moving up, but really it's the next phase of this overall move here, right? Of this move right here. You moved up, you consolidated, and now you're moving up in this overall move, right? So something around 25 cents is likely where you're going to go, if not higher. If we're looking at the daily RSI now, daily RSI looks bullish as hell. That gives me confidence that the 3-day time frame, while yes, it does have bearish divergence printed with the lower highs there and the higher highs there, and you are at your 1618, relatively speaking, for a high, while that does look kind of bearish or quote-unquote concerning, the daily time frame does not look concerning at all. It's actually at a really good place to bounce, and if you do go up here, if you close today or tomorrow green, not only would that lead to your 3-day time frame closing green, but that would also get your daily time frame in the overbought zone and suggest that you are ready to move up higher. I very much do believe you are ready to move higher. Let's look at this thing on a more kind of broad basis. Looking at I don't know how the water's getting louder every time, man, but it's like the volume turns up high to low. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I hope it's not too distracting, but high to low here. I'm so glad, man. I am ready to move out of this place. We're going to be moving in about 2 weeks, and I like this place. It's nice, but my neighbors like to take showers, coincidentally, right whenever I make videos. High to low here, 14 cents is where we're at. 14 to 17 cents for the 1272, 1414 zone that we're finding resistance. Okay, when we move up higher, the next given zone is 23 cents at the 1618, and we've already had a couple of targets identified 25 cents as the next given zone. So that would make sense in my opinion to go to, but perhaps even top off by the end of February, if not sometime in March, would be my expectation. If you do move up higher than that, the highest that I would assume that XDC goes to in this very short amount of time would be something around 34 to 40 cents. Finally, that stuff's off, man. That was so bad. I'm gonna watch this video and be like, oh, it probably didn't even sound that bad. Hopefully the mic didn't pick up on it, or it'll sound like just a bunch of mumbled garble. I don't know. But a move comparable to that, I don't see you moving up to 34 to 40 cents personally. It could happen. It's absolutely a possibility. But your 1618 there, measure move of your bull flag. Also, it's around your all-time high area. I could just see that happening. You might do something like, if this 1414, if I take a high to low here, and that 1414 is at your 886, then I'm right. Is it? No, it's just above it. Well, still, whatever. I could still be right. Maybe instead of going to the 1414, you go down. But I think all I'm trying to say by that is I would think that if you find resistance here, which is above your high, likely if you pull back, you'd go down to your 886. If it was at your 1414 and you bounce off your 1618 down to your 1414 and found support, and it was also your 886, I thought that would look really good. But maybe if your 886 is closer to this 1272, maybe after you find resistance is all I'm trying to say, at about 23 to 25 cents, maybe let's say 25 to 30 cents even, 23 to 30 cents. When you find resistance in that zone, you're likely going to pull back to anything from about 14 cents to 15 cents would be my expectation, right? So for now, you're at 12.8 cents moving up, and I think you do continue to move up. The only thing that I could assume to be wrong on as far as this move up would be how high I think it's going, right? Instead of it going here, it very well could go up to 34 cents or more. You could see it go all the way up as high as 60 cents, I suppose, but that would just be crazy. And this is cryptocurrency. This coin is a rather bullish coin. It has the capabilities to do some crazy things, but I tend to err on the side of rationality, if that makes sense, instead of crazy stuff. I like to talk about crazy stuff, and my long-term predictions for this thing is that they are definitely crazy predictions, and we can go over that actually too. We can go and we'll go over that in a second. But my short-term stuff, we can keep it a little bit more grounded. I think 23 cents to 40 cents, likely probably around 25 cents is where you're going to go. Let's look at this thing. Let's do a more in-depth kind of all-time history analysis. Okay, so looking at this thing here from a high to a low last cycle, you're at your 886 now. Yeah. When you break above this, when you break above 15 cents, you're likely not going to stop until you hit 37 cents. So that, just based off of this fib, right? I know everything that we're talking about is a different chart. It's the same chart, but with less history. This chart tells a different story. All the facts that were discussed in the last one are all still there, okay? This one just says, if you break above this, you're likely not stopping till 37 cents. So now we use that and we aggregate that against what we already know, which is that there are a lot of resistance points at around 20, 25 cents, even just below this at 30 cents there. So, I did say before we switched over to this that it was possible at your highest to go to 40 cents. So while this is a little bit above our expected area, it's not out of the expected zone completely, right? It is on that higher end. So that's nice. We're seeing a little congruence there, right? It's very uncommon when you break above your 886 to not go to your 1272 before correcting. It's very uncommon, in other words, to find resistance in the black zone. But it does happen sometimes. And it's okay if it happens for XCN. If it does happen, likely you'd pull back to your 886 or your 786 for support, one of those areas, right? And that lines up with the area for support that we were identifying too. I think it was like 13 cents, and this is 15 to 12 cents, so right in that area as well. It's very uncommon for this to happen, and by ways of this fib, it would actually be more suggestive that we go here, but it does happen. And by ways of the other fibs and the other analysis that we did, there is a lot of resistance there at about 25 cents, 22 cents, even just above 30 cents there. So I personally am not expecting you see 37 cents. You could. And if you do see 37 cents, that's great. I think that, you'd probably go 37 to 40 cents, somewhere in that range. But probably more likely, I think you stop around 23 cents, 25 cents, at the highest, like 32 cents. But maybe you go higher than that. I don't know. Let's talk about your all-time high predictions now, right, for this cycle. So I'm assuming, based off of this high to low here, you probably go to your... Let's see what your market cap is. I would think your 1886 or your 2272, somewhere in between there, because that's just what a lot of tokens like to do. Melania, I bought at like $9 and something. She's at $7.53 now. Wasn't a good buy so far, but I think if we just wait, it'll hopefully come back up, right? I didn't put a lot in there. You never put a lot of money in coins like that, right? XDC, what were we gonna do? I'm getting all distracted. Oh yeah, what's its market cap? We're at $2 billion now. You've been around for quite a while. A coin like this could definitely see a $100 billion market cap. Okay, absolutely it could. Yeah, so XDC, you're at 12.8 cents right now. I not only think that you will go above $1.50, but I think you have the capabilities of seeing prices as high as about $8.7. You genuinely do. I'm not saying that you go to 8.7, but 8.7 there, that would give you about like $130 billion market cap, which is no small feat to accomplish. But the only coins that see numbers that high, that see market caps that high, are coins that have been around since 2018, 2017, right? Those are the only coins that see it. So, or Solana, right? other than that, no coins really get into that over $100 billion range, right? So this coin, I think, deserves it. It doesn't mean just because it deserves it that it gets there, but that would be, I would say, $8.73, maybe even $10, somewhere around there. That's a nice psychological level of resistance. That'd be the height of what I would expect for XDC, and that very well could be where you go. If not, I like 387. 156 is the absolute pessimistic minimum that I'd give you, and that's an 11x from here. So even at your worst, you're still doing pretty decent gains. People can change their lives with an 11x, man. You definitely can. So $3.87 is also, I think, a good target. But 873, man, to $10, that could be where you go by the end of the cycle. You're definitely looking good here. If the question is it a good time to buy XDC? My answer for that would be, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Make your own decisions. But yes, I think that it is a good time to buy. I think it's actually a really good time to buy, and I think that if you wait on this or hesitate, you probably will only be able to buy at higher prices. So that's where I'm going to leave it. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. If you like the hat, definitely hit the like button, but don't hit the like button twice, because if you do that, it unlikes the video. So if you happened to, while I said if you liked the video, hit the like button, and then I said if you liked the hat, hit the like button. If you did that, then go ahead. If you're one of those people, hit the like button again, and then also share this video with a friend. Okay, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.